Hi, I'm Jeanne Kelly, your credit coach, and welcome to Credit Over Coffee. Today, I wanted to share, since it's graduation season, I wanted to share about building credit and talking about student loans because this is the time that I'm getting a lot of these questions. And as you know, I love doing talking about credit, and for over 20 years, I've been educating on healthy credit because I want credit to save you money, not cost you money. And part of that starts with our kids and graduation, right? We want to teach whether it's our college kids getting out or high school. So let's start. Okay, let's dive into this. And I'm going to begin with a story about what I did with Cassandra. You know, I always talk about real life examples. I've shared with you how I started in the credit industry because I had bad credit. And, once you feel that pain of not being able to get credit, not being able to go move into an apartment, not even getting a mortgage, just even getting into an apartment because of your credit, it's a painful financial lesson. And so once you learn how to build healthy credit, you want to scream it from the rooftops. And that's what I'm doing always here with you. So keep the credit questions coming. I appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really means a lot to me besides having the questions, and share the podcast because we need to be learning more about healthy credit, and the credit industry changes. Things that we learned about even last year are different today. So we gotta stay on top of our credit. And let's talk about our kids when it comes to teaching them healthy credit, because again, a lot of times we learn credit by making mistakes. And that's the problem, right? So if you have a child, let's say exactly like I'm saying with Cassandra, when Cassandra was 16, she got a job at the local library. She also got a driver's license. So I said, well, if you're going to be driving, you're going to need gas for your car. You have a job now, so you're going to pay for that. But I'm going to put you on one of my credit cards, and I want to teach you how to use credit the right way. So I put Cassandra on one of my cards as an authorized user. And so the whole purpose of that was to teach her how to use a credit card and how to pay it. So Cassandra would, go get gas for the convenience right at the pump, pay for it with her card. And I said, save all those receipts. So she'd save the receipts, the statement would come in. When the statement came in, I'd say, get those receipts. Let's look at this. And I wanted her to match up, you know, what she paid, like what she got, the gas for the car, and how much was due. And so she could see that. And also to get in that habit of looking at your statement, because a lot of times we are so busy, we are not looking at what's on the statement, and some sneaky little items can come on there. And sometimes that could be the beginning of ID theft. Sometimes it could be just a mistake, but we work hard for our money. Let's make sure we're looking at our statement. So Cassandra would do that, and she'd see, that it matched up. And I'd say, all right, now give me the money. Of course, I would pay it. When you add someone on as an authorized user, they are not financially responsible. They are just able to use that account. So it's a good practice when you're trying to teach someone about credit. So for my daughter, it really worked out nicely. And so for 2 years, from 16 until she graduated, she understood, how the credit card worked, and it came in, she paid it, and went on and on. Now she went to college. So when it was time to go to college, I said, okay, now you need to start building your own credit. Let's get you a secured card. So even though that account, the authorized user that I put her on my account, that account did come on her credit report. Not all authorized user accounts report, but this creditor did. So they did have this one account, not my whole entire credit report. People get nervous about that and say, oh, I don't want my credit report mixed. No, just that account went on her credit report. So I said, let's get you a secured credit card to start. went to our local credit union, and she opened up a secured credit card. And so off she went to college. About 6 months after that, I said, it's time to get a store card. You're buying things at the store. Why don't you apply for a store card? She did get that card. Couple of months, about 6 months after that, she decided to get a student credit card. So she did get a credit card that was offered to students, college students. So she got that. So no more secured, right? Now, again, the store card wasn't secured either. And so now she's building her credit. So let me tell you the good reasons that I like this. Now, also sometimes there's student loans too. You're getting student loans during this time. Those are going on your credit report. And so this is all building up that credit profile. When Cassandra graduated, the good thing is when it was time to get her first apartment, when it was time to purchase a car, I didn't co-sign. I didn't need to. Do I hear the roar and the happiness of everyone? Yeah, it's great because at that time she had a healthy credit score, because now she's showing a couple of years worth of on-time payments, of open activity, and of course, low balances. And so that was good. And another lesson I'll never forget, Cassandra, during college, it might have been her senior year, I don't know, but she said, Mom, there's something you didn't teach me when it comes to credit. And I thought, oh, what didn't I teach you? And she's like, I'm looking at my credit card bill and it says, I looked and the charges are right, but it says minimum due and it's a much lower amount. And I said, oh no, you pay that, you paid in full. And this is not, credit cards are tools to build your credit, not to get you in debt. Again, let's use credit a healthy way. So it was just funny because she just noticed it after several years, because she had that foundation of paying the whole thing off, knowing that she was using it for convenience, not because she didn't have the money. So those were great lessons. It was also great for me when it came time for her to move on and move out, and I didn't have to co-sign. So that was great. Now, with that being said, now let's talk about student loans. Student loans, a lot of times, with student loans, and many of you might have gone through this. Many of you might have co-signed for, and been a co-signer for your child. And I've had brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles co-sign. I've heard it all when it comes to student loans. So this was a recent question, and I thought I really need to be talking about this. So you have the student loan. Now, student loans can take a really long time to pay off. And a lot of times, let's say the parent who co-signed is now, wanting to purchase another home. Maybe it's time they want an investment property or whatever it may be. And maybe that debt is really hurting them, even though it might be paid on time and everything's good, that they are responsible for that debt. And a lot of times I have individuals calling saying, I don't know how to get this off my credit report. And well, if it's accurate and you're on that loan, it's not coming off your credit report. You're financially responsible. But there are student loan companies where you can be released and as a co-signer. So I think that no one knows about this. And that's why I want to share it. You may be listening right now and saying, this, I had no idea. Now, are they going to release someone if the other person on the loan has bad credit? Obviously not. If the other person doesn't show income, obviously not. So there are reasons why you would be able to come off, but a lot of people just didn't know that some student loans that you can even do this. I will share and have on my website a link to a blog that I talk about this, and I'll mention some of the creditors that do this at the moment. Things change, but definitely check that out. Again, my website is jeannekelly.net, and you can go to the blog and I'll have that information there for you. And always ask your credit questions, but you can call that creditor to see, is there a release form? How does this work? Every company is different. They'll want information, but there are options for this. And another thing is, a lot of times people will say, well, what if they're not one of those companies? Well, your student can ask to have this loan consolidated to a different brand new loan. And obviously, if they're applying for that loan, it would be a brand new loan without your information. They may they may go to a different creditor. They may just ask for a different loan to consolidate all the student loans. Maybe every semester a loan was taken out, which means every semester means every new loan. A lot of times when it comes to student loans, a student doesn't realize, even though they're making one payment, and let's say it's 10 loans, because every semester that they might have went to school. And so when they consolidate it, it will go to just one. Why do I think that's good? I think that's good for organizing, in the sense that if you have a financial hardship, and let's say you pay late once, let's just say over 30 days there was an issue and you paid late. If it's on one loan, it's just showing one late. But if it's never been consolidated, even though you think, because it's one payment spread out to all of those, that could be 10 late payments on each of those loans. So that's why I think sometimes consolidating them into one is a very good idea, even if you stay with the same company, but putting it into one loan and consolidating the student loans into one. And this could also be at the same time of getting the cosigner off. So sometimes it's not right out of college. Sometimes it may take some time to show your income, but at least it's an option, because I've had many individuals not know this, and then they feel trapped for the next 20 years or however long with that student loan on their credit report if they were a cosigner. So again, it's just new information to share with you, and make sure that there are options, that if you co-sign, it doesn't mean it has to be forever, but at the same time, that individual really does need to be building and maintaining healthy credit, and you can help them along that path. And again, the whole reason I always am saying healthy credit is because you want to have the best score in your financial situation that you can. And just like on your report cards, and your average for how you have been, taking your tests and scores and things like that, your grades are on there. Well, you still have a grade for your financial healthy habits, and your report card is your credit reports, and then it is scored. And so you want to also have a great GPA, if you will, with your report card for financial habits. And so building that along the way and maintaining that, and using healthy credit to save you money, not cost you money, to use those credit cards as tools to build to the major item, which most times for all of us are our homes. This is also the home shopping time of the year. And if so, please check out my website for the home buyer webinar that is free. So please go to jeannekelly.net. Check out all the items. There's so many free tools and resources. And I thank you for listening to Credit Over Coffee.